things on the internet? Firewall hacking. Okay, I think that's a very good list. So, I think out of this list, I guarantee that at least 90% of these topics will be covered. The other topics will not be covered purely because of a limitation of time, but there are a lot of topics that are not mentioned over here, which will also be covered in today's workshop. So if these are your expectations, then hopefully by the end of the day I'll be able to exceed your expectations. So I'll save this file and we'll review it at the end of the day to see how many of these topics we managed to cover today. So on that note, let's go ahead and start with the session. And of course, let's start with the schedule that we're going to follow today. So session 1, we started late because everybody came slightly late. So let's go ahead and try to cover up whatever time we have lost. Session 1 will go on till 1 o'clock. And 1 o'clock we'll have a 1 hour long lunch break. Session 2 starts at around 2 o'clock. And we go on to 3:30. Then a quick coffee break. And then 3:45 we start with the final session. And we'll have to wrap up the final session by 5 o'clock because I have to go back to Mumbai to catch a flight. So that's the schedule that we have to follow today. There are generally no rules in today's workshop except one, which is no video recording is allowed. Because we will be covering some sensitive topics. So photographs is fine, but no video recording. And the question and answer sessions. I want this workshop to be as interactive as possible. So there will be 3 Q&A sessions before every break. So before lunch break, coffee break, and before the end of the day, there will be a Q&A session. And the way the Q&A session will work is slightly different. I'll request all of you to write down whatever questions you have on a piece of paper. And then whenever the question and answer session starts, the volunteers will collect the questions from you and hand it to me, and one after the other I'll keep answering all the questions. And when I do it, you'll realize that we are able to answer more questions using this simple process. So keep that in mind when we start with the question and answer session. On that note, let's go ahead and start with session number 1. And I'd like to actually start by sharing with all of you a couple of real-life examples of some of the most shocking cybercrimes that I've personally come across in my career. And the first example is from Mumbai. This happened maybe 8 or 9 years ago. There was a lady in Mumbai who lived in a typical Mumbai apartment, which is a one-room apartment. And this lady had this habit of chatting on the internet for several hours together every single evening. One evening when the lady was chatting on the internet, the person with whom she was chatting managed to hack into the lady's computer. And after hacking into the lady's computer, that criminal infected the lady's computer with a spying software called a Trojan. And once her computer was infected, the criminal, probably sitting in some other part of the world, remotely, secretly managed to use that Trojan to switch the lady's web camera on. So from that moment, whatever happened in the lady's apartment, which I like to remind all of you was a one-room apartment in Mumbai, was being broadcasted live on the internet 24 hours a day. And the lady had absolutely no knowledge that something so terrible was happening to her. Life continued normally for a few days, after which the lady had gone for a job interview. And at that job interview, the person who was interviewing the lady immediately said, "Oh, I'll definitely give you the job. I see you every day on that pornography website. Why would I refuse?" And that's the time the lady realized that, wait a minute, something seems to be wrong. She rushed back home, disconnected her computer from the internet, complained to the police, investigations were carried out, but unfortunately, the criminal was never caught. And in the meantime, the lady probably never wanted to use the internet again. Now, if that case study did not scare all of you enough, I have another case study for everybody, this time from the government sector. I'm sure all of you heard about NASA. Now, a few years back, NASA successfully completed a spaceship launch. And a few weeks after the successful completion of the launch, what the NASA officials realized was that a criminal who was later found out to be an 11-year-old boy from Russia. I repeat, the criminal was an 11-year-old boy from Russia. He had managed to hack into the NASA network, and using the central NASA server, they managed to actually